quantitative and qualitative.
Any other person? You can use it. No, you can use interview can be open-ended, study can be open-ended. No. All right, because of time, all right, the major distinction between interview and study is the use of analysis. Now, when it comes to interview, you have to interview people. Is that correct? And it's time consuming. And you cannot apply interview to a very large respondent. However, survey, if you send out 1,000 surveys, Mr. Name, but you cannot interview 1,000. So it's the function of the research respondent size. Does that make sense? Now, you can also get data through diaries. You can be documenting what is happening in the place. Or diary. Lastly, a lot of you will be doing what we refer to as case study. Now, case study means you are focusing on a particular case and focusing on Emmanuel. Why am I always calling Emmanuel? All right, so if you decide to study something, it becomes a case. Does that make sense? If we decide to study Trump becomes a case study. If we decide to study, who is the Prime Minister now? Gestama, it becomes a case study. If we decide to study the United Kingdom as a country, that becomes a case study. Now, if you choose your organization and you are critically analyzing your organization to elicit information, your organization becomes a case study. A lot of you will be applying case study and interview and of course survey in your study. Please take time out to know the documentary elements. We talked about observation already, and will also be an active participant in a team to collect information. If there is concept, then I'll join you, take notes, listen to your lecturers, participate in what all students do, or work into an organization, have the concept, work with them for long way in order to get information. That is another source of collecting. Can you talk about expo already? Talk about case study. Now, with collected data, how do we analyze the data? What do we do with the data we collected? We collected 800 respondents. That's what do you do? Now, data could be overwhelming. Sometimes you get confused on the data. There are so many ways of making data management. The first thing you need to do is to clean the data, and there are a lot of applications or software you can employ to clean data. One of them is InVivo. It helps us to organize our data, clean our data. You can also clean your data by restructuring or arranging them using semantic analysis. Now, these are the processes we employ to ensure that the data collected makes sense. Now, having employed the data or having cleaned the data, they must be analyzed. And in analyzing data, there are so many ways we can analyze data. You can analyze data through thematic. You can analyze data through regression analysis. There are so many ways you can analyze data. There are so many approaches. These are just a few. So having cleaned your data, the next thing is to analyze the data. Content analysis, thematic analysis, impression analysis, statistical analysis, in vivo, ANOVA. Data must be analyzed to make sense. Now, assuming we analyze our data, what do you do with the data? Prepare your recommendation, prepare your conclusion. Now, these are people's information. They have to be stored and destroyed after a time. Well, data protection rights. If I give you my data, for the purpose of research, or my company data for the purpose of research, when it reaches to age, most data are collected soft. Alright? Now before we go, we'll talk about it. Right? Now, you can use interview to collect data, you can use observation, you can use survey. Some students, some researchers would rather prefer to use one method of data collection. It is accepted. However, when it comes to the readability of such data, there could be elements of mistakes. To avoid mistakes, it is advisable to use multiple approaches to data collection. So I decide to use surveys and interviews. We refer to that as data collection. Meaning, I want my data to be watertight. I want to ensure that it is credible, it is reliable. So when you apply 2 or 3 methods of data collection, we refer to it as translation. Is that correct? Any question? Any question?
So for our presentation, we have to use both interview
If
and
you want,
survey.
if you want, but if you don't want to, then you don't want to. But for PhD, you must do what I mean. So you're not doing it. Right? Okay? Alright, so that brings us to the end of this class. So we have attendance now. When you pass this module, I promise you that I call it because of that. Alright, please listen to your names very, very well. Please be quiet so you don't come to me. Listen to your name very well, please.